Hey there, beautiful souls. Welcome or welcome back to Universal Wisdom Tarot. Well, the year is speeding by, and so I thought this would be a great time to take a peek ahead at what the rest of 2025 holds for each of the zodiac signs. Astrologically speaking, the energy indicates a surge of independence, freedom, and expression. For many, it may also be a time when you embrace a new you. We can look forward to 2 more Mercury retrogrades, one in the month of August in Leo, which pushes us to roar our feelings rather than discussing them lightly. The second one takes place in Sagittarius in November and backslides into Scorpio. Emotions will run deep with this second one, and tempers will be high, causing us to express ourselves passionately. And let's not forget that we're only halfway through eclipse season. In September, a total lunar eclipse in Pisces encourages us to lean into romance and chase our fantasies. A partial solar eclipse in Virgo in the same month helps us to let go of our fears in practical ways. And finally, we shouldn't underestimate the energy in July when Uranus begins its 7-year switch. From July 7 to November 7, rebel planet Uranus dances in Gemini, leading us to use our words as a form of revolution. We'll share our unique thoughts and experiences on social media that will inspire others to speak up and share their stories. And now we can take a look at the tarot to see what messages the universe has for you. So I will see you shortly in the next video. Okay, beautiful souls, let's dive in. Let's take a look at what may be coming your way for the rest of 2025. The second half of 2025 being July, August, September, October, November, December. So let's shake things up a little bit. We're going to do a bit of a different spread. I have a whole bunch of decks here. We're going to use them all. We're going to look at your overarching energy, your career energy, your finances, your love life. We'll look a little bit at your family social life, and then we'll get some advice from the angel spirits, guides, and the universe as to how you can deal with the energy that is coming your way for the rest of 2025, the second half, all right? Okay, so let me pull all the cards, and then we'll dive into the messages, all right? So let's start by having a card, please, for Capricorn for the remainder of 2025. Okay, your card is out. Sorry, I pushed this up a bit so you can see it. Okay, let's just get a clarifier. Just get into your career and your finances. Message, please, for Capricorn for the rest of 2025. Okay, let's get into your relationships, your love life. Let's see what messages they have for you here. Message for Capricorn, please, for the remainder of 2025. Let's get into your social and your family life, shall we? For Capricorn. Alrighty, and let's get some advice from the universe, shall we? All right. Some interesting cards here on the table, my friends. Let's get into it. I'm going to start by talking about your overarching energy here, the Pope with this Three of Wands. The Pope is the card of the Hierophant, okay? So the Hierophant really is a card of talking about, what do you believe in? What do you treasure as a belief? What do you treasure as, what are your policies? How do you live your life, right? It is an indication of, sometimes we look to teachers. This is like the teacher informing, these two other characters here. And I feel like there is a mentorship involved in terms of the rest of 2025 for you. If you are not already in or in something that really is a mentorship or a teacher, there could be something here about spiritual leadership or a spiritual guidance that you're looking for. I feel like this is about your traditions, it's about conventions, it's about your moral code, and it's about your character in general. And I feel like with this Three of Wands, it's saying there's a push for you to look to your long-term goals, but knowing that your long-term goals have to be rooted in your faith or in your conventional code of ethics, or whatever it is that for you, how you live your life. Like, those goals need to be in alignment with what you really want for your life, how you really want to live your life. I feel like there is a path here for you, and I feel that as this path becomes more and more clear, as you put your ships out there and hope for whatever to come back to you, as that starts to become more clear, that you will have to consider whether or not you have the courage to follow that path, courage to deviate from your code of conduct, if you will. You might question your code of conduct. It is also about, though, conformity, and whether or not you want to conform to what society is telling you that how you would normally do things when it's related to these goals or this long-term vision that you have for yourself. So the question here, or I would say the key here, is to always be keeping yourself in check when it comes to these long-term goals of yours, because you do also have this pendulum card here, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But you know, if you're keeping yourself in check and you're keeping an eye on it, then you won't, you know, bite off more than you can chew, or you will, you know, be able to take what I call, you know, well-considered steps and slow steps here to really build and grow upon, building and growing upon this desire for what your three of wands is for you. Now that, you know, will be different for everybody, what that opening up of growth might be, and what that focus is on whatever long-term goals you might have. You're definitely waiting, though. You've taken some action, or you will be taking some action in the latter half of the year that will result in waiting for ships to come back or putting your ships out there. But, you know, the real question is knowing that there's work ahead of you, and that there's progress to be made, and that there's planning to be done, but that this is heading in the right direction, feeling focused always on the future, and realizing that your future is going to be, as I said, rooted in either wanting to follow the rules or realizing that the rules don't apply to you, and why do you need to follow the rules, and you're questioning that code of conduct or that principle in life. And I feel like there's also here an energy of, as I said, if you need to have a mentor or find yourself a mentor, a spiritual guide, a leader, what have you, to work on that. When we look at your finance and career cards, very interesting. This pendulum card is very, very interesting. So, you know, what does a pendulum do? It swings from one side all the way to the other side. It goes from one extreme to the other extreme. Okay, so you know, a pendulum never, you know, when it's in movement, it's only in the center for a very brief moment, but it's fluctuating, right? So this card is letting you know that there's some fluctuation when it comes to your career. There's fluctuation when it comes to your income, but also perhaps that there's some indecision. And this is where this comes into play of mentorship, right? Or of, you know, following some guiding principles, or following the whatever your code of ethics is, or your code of conduct might be, or what your beliefs are in terms of you know, how you should be or shouldn't, what you should or shouldn't be doing with your career, with your money. I feel like there is some indecision there, and perhaps some of you will be considering a new strategy. All right. Now, for some of you, this could involve a job change. It could just be involving in all of your choices, whether that's love, family, you know, finances, career, what have you. All right. So there is that making of choices and the fluctuating from one side to the other. You might be saying yes, yes, yes one day, and then it's no, no, no the other. All right. Now, you also have the card of abundance, which tells us that your fruits of your labor, you will invest some action, some energy, which is this Three of Wands here, and whatever you put out can come back to you in kind and in more, right? You'll have extra, right? That you will fulfill this abundance through the hard work that you put into focusing in on those goals, whatever those long-term goals are, right? And not biting off more than you can chew, right? Taking those well-considered steps, those well-considered actions, taking things and really feeling through them, but also thinking through them to know that you're taking the right steps for yourself. So this is a card of also blessings, a card of, you know, the time is ripe to take something, right? That's what abundance is. The fruits of your labor are there to be taken in when the timing is right. Okay, now let's get into this relationships. Now, whether your situation is you're in a relationship, you're looking for a relationship, or you don't want a relationship at all, these cards still apply at the end of the day. This is a little bit, there's a card here called soul searching, right? It says needing to work on some personal issue first, What are your motives? What's your purpose? What is your self? Loving yourself is very, very important here. Whether you are in a relationship, wanting one, or don't want one, loving yourself is important, and it is good for you. It doesn't hurt you to do that. Also examining your motivations and so again, I'm feeling this tied right into this growth, tied right into this taking, the steps that you're going to take and considering them, not with a light, quick thought or anything like that, giving much more a deep thought to this, right? Now, you also have the Liberation card, and it says, love sets you free. Freedom to be who you are. And it also says, always exploring and learning, right? So, again, if you are in a relationship, then this is exactly it. The person loves you for who you are. Love, you feel at your best with this love, and you're exploring, you're learning, you're doing that soul searching. So to me, those two cards tie in beautifully. Again, if you are looking for love in the latter half of this year, you're doing that soul searching and realizing that it is very important that you will be free to be who you are, and wanting somebody to love you for who you are. Now, if you are not in any love situation, not looking for any love situation, again, always important to know that you have the freedom to be who you are in any relationship, business or otherwise. Okay, any person who is your friend, right? We have relationships with family, we have relationships with friends, we have relationships with people we work with, right? Just colleagues like that we see daily. We spend a lot of time at work, right? And those relationships have a big impact on us. Okay, let's look over here with this Queen of Cups. That's your social and family life, right in the latter half of the year. So, I'm feeling there is, trust. There's a strong sense of trust coming off of that card for me. And I'm getting, images of you helping, helping somebody helping you, putting more of a community sense. There's a community sense there, things that we do in a community, volunteering, a lot of nurturing here in this card, a lot of kindness and gentleness, and really more of an empathetic kind of thing. I feel like you're having a lot of one-on-one time with people that you care about within your social life, your family life. Maybe having small little get-togethers and little intimate dinner parties of just a few friends, but really enjoying those relationships, enjoying that time together with other people. Let's see what the three cards at the top there, the Nine of Pentacles, the King of Cups, the Page of Pentacles. Well, universe, angel, spirits, guides are saying, you're in a proper environment. This will be the proper environment for you, and you will know this environment when you're in it. You will sense that you're in the right place at the right time with the right people, because you will feel comfortable. This is that Pentacles, feeling more than enough, feeling quite independent, feeling that nothing is overtaking you, nor are you overtaking anybody else for that matter. That is definitely replicated in the King of Cups with that balance, right? The King of Cups sits on his throne within choppy waters, and yet he's not teetering over to one side or the other. He's riding the storm, he's riding the rough waves with calmness. He's got his head and his heart both in sync there, all right? So you will be, the universe is saying that you will, this is the advice. Keep it together, keep it calm, keep it cool, and you'll know when things are right, because you'll feel that it's right, and you'll feel that you're in that nice, balanced place, all right? Now, if you are looking for some news, the universe tells you that you will be getting some news with that Page of Pentacles, all right? Page of Pentacles says good news related to potentially your finances here, okay? There is that card of abundance there. Also, maybe perhaps a job change coming up for somebody. So if you're looking for that news, the universe tells you you will potentially be getting some news. This is also a card of saying that your communications with others are really important for your success, and that communicating, strong communication will, with that mentor, with that teacher, with that guide, will help you to work through anything in, the last part of this year. I also feel like there's no anxieties here. You're working hard. You're being self-disciplined, and you are putting in the effort that you will be able to, as I said, reap the fruits of your labor here. All right. Okay, my lovely ones, I'm going to leave your reading there, and I hope something in it resonated for you. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I know there are a large number of people that watch these videos that have not subscribed. It's about 70%. So let's get that resolved because you know what? It costs you nothing. Click the button. It's free for you. Not going to hurt you. It's not going to do anything. But it does support the channel, and I appreciate your support of this channel, and it helps the channel to grow. And then I'll be able to maybe do some live streaming if that's what you're interested in. So you'll let me know that you're interested in it by subscribing. All right, my friends, I'll see you again very shortly. Until then, please know I am, as always, wishing you divine light and love.